All right, y'all. 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching Something Interesting with Robert Rucker. I am your host, Robert Rucker, and I'm here with something interesting, Mr. President. I'm excited to have Kamren Rollins on the show. You know, say something to the camera, Cam.
Well, I'm glad to be here. My name is Kamren Rollins. I'm a junior English major, Latin American Studies minor from Washington, D.C., and I'm the 86th president-elect of Morehouse College.
Hey, Latin American Studies, that's interesting. What brought your interest in that?
So for a while, I was thinking about becoming an international lawyer, and I just know that to be competitive, you need to have like a second language under your belt. So Spanish was it for me. I'm kind of moving from like the international law standpoint.
Interesting, very interesting. All right, so I'm excited to have Cam on the show. He's definitely moved into a very huge leadership position with a lot of pressure and all that. But before we get into that, we're just gonna keep it real chill. I got 3 questions. All right, I'm still black even though I don't eat
Chicken.
chicken. You don't eat chicken?
No, I eat chicken. I didn't know what it was.
Oh no. Okay. These pertain to you. Okay. I'm still black even though I don't eat
Shrimp.
Oh, true. I don't eat shrimp either.
Okay.
Is that a personal choice or?
So I don't eat any crustacean, you know, because they're in the same family as like roaches.
Ooh. Yikes.
I'm good. I try to stay away from them.
Okay, true. Okay, and I'm still black even though I don't wear
Jordans.
Okay. Hey, I don't think Cam's the kind of guy to wear Jordans. I would use that answer too, but okay, true.
Okay. So I do have a pair of Jordans. But I don't buy Jordans.
Okay, true. That's real. Cause I mean Jordan's swaggy. I'm still black even though I don't have. Yeah, this is a really wide question, so I give you a minute. You know.
I'm still black.
Nothing.
I have nothing.
It's all right. I would have probably said like, you know, I can't think of anything right now either.
I can't think.
You know, it's a hard question. But anyway,
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm still black even though I don't have like music on my phone. I have no music.
At all?
At all. I use YouTube though.
Really? I mean, that's real, but no music at all?
No music on my phone.
Oh man, I don't know if you black no more. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so what is leadership to you?
Leadership is having the ability to like uplift and make some type of positive change in the community. Honestly, like I wouldn't even say positive change. It's just change in general because you know there's been some like great leaders that haven't always done like amazing things or the best things, but just being able to make some change in your community and galvanize people behind you.
So what do you like to do apart from lead? Who is Cam, you know, apart from the Mr. President, you know?
Yeah. Well, apart from that's a difficult question, right? Because oftentimes, like doing student leadership, like you get so caught up in like those roles that you forget about like, okay, now this downtime. What are you doing your downtime? But I'm like really laid back, right? I joke a lot. Anybody that knows me, like you know, I'm a joke. I'm a play a lot. I'm just really chill, really relaxed.
True.
But definitely, I like to have fun.
Do you like to play basketball?
Nah, I don't play basketball.
Football, baseball?
Nah, I used to box. So
really?
Yeah, that's something I used to do.
True. Don't mess with president. Don't mess with Mr. President, you know? Okay, so everybody knows that Morehouse is going through this really tough year with the president being, his contract not being renewed. So like with that being said, all of that was coming across your table when you were running. Did that make you nervous when you were running because you didn't have a direct example of leadership?
So I can honestly say I was a little taken aback because there's a lot of things that I want to do with this administration and a lot of problems that I want to tackle. And I felt as if because don't get me wrong, President Wilson hasn't always been like the most supportive or like the most willing to change. But in the recent conversation that we're having, he was actually willing to do some of the things and kind of opening his mind to some of the ideas that we wanted to bring to fruition. But I can honestly say, like, once I found out like he was gone, I was kind of like disappointed. I didn't know what to do or what I was expecting. But I can say with the interim president, President Taggart, he's definitely still like for like the students and student centricity. So
And that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So who are some of your role models?
Well, role models, I would say my mother. My mother, she's like extremely strong and has always been that way. She's taught me a lot just by like not even things that she's done like just with communicating me or like trying to like tell me, just by her actions. She's taught me a lot. She's definitely told me how to be a strong man, a strong black man.
And that's interesting. That's really interesting. So who are some of your favorite leaders?
Favorite leaders. That changes often, right? So I'm James Baldwin. Malcolm X.
Oh, true,
A little bit of Martin Luther King Jr. But definitely James Baldwin, Malcolm X.
And why?
Their ideals. And I think the passion and just, especially like Malcolm X, like his ideal on black nationalism and how we have to uplift like our communities. And don't remember, like I think integration in some way, like integration is important. Integration if we want to move forward as a society. But I think at the time he was talking about like black nationalism, and that's what we needed to do. We needed like to uplift our communities and have more focus on like us, because like the world and the United States wasn't focused on us, and still isn't. In
still isn't.
Yeah. So definitely Malcolm X, and he did what he kind of like he blocked out what everybody else said, and he kind of followed his passion, and I respected it.
Okay. And so you know, the leader of our free country, who now, Donald Trump, I don't even think I'm going to address him as President Trump. Yeah. What is one thing that you think he could do to make him a better president?
You know, there's a lot of things, like a number of things.
Countless.
But one, I think he needs to think before he speaks. Because a lot of things that he says are extremely offensive, especially if you look at minorities, and then the things he says about like women. He just really needs to think before he speaks. Right? It's like extremely disrespectful, and he also needs to understand that he's the president of America, and that's including all the citizens of America. So he needs to come up with laws that protect,
benefit
most people in this country.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I understand you will never be able to please everyone, but he needs to, like, certain things I think should be on the table, like healthcare. Healthcare is important.
Lord have mercy.
He needs to advocate for it.
Lord have mercy. Okay, so this past year, I personally enjoyed this past year. I didn't have necessarily anything negative to say. Not that you have anything negative to say or anything, but what would you do differently that this SGA administration, the Morehouse SGA administration, did this year? What would you do differently?
So I think this year, SGA definitely expanded his role. Years previous to this year's administration, the Resurgent administration, I think it was this huge gap between like SGA and other students that weren't involved in SGA. And don't get me wrong, I still think the gap is there, but I think it helped to shrink the gap. But I think we just scratched the surface. I think there's a lot of things that the SGA could do and will do moving forward to like truly advocate on behalf of students and let the students know exactly what we're doing, exactly the conversations that we're having, the ways that we're advocating. Because oftentimes they don't know, and that falls on our part if we're not properly communicating with the student body.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, I think in many ways though the SGA this year definitely they set the par. Well, we set the par of like if you look at the board of trustees meeting, like that was huge.
Yeah.
Like that's never been done. So I think a lot of things. I think we touched, but we just scratched the surface. We have a lot more work to do. A lot more work.
And that's exciting that you're getting ready and getting prepared to get to work, you know?
Yes, sir.
So what's your major again?
I'm an English major, Latin American Studies major.
English major. That's, okay, so do you want to do political work as a profession, or did you just find something that you wanted to fix, or what is your role as a servant leader?
Honestly, I do not want to get into politics as like a profession. I want to open up my own charter schools in inner cities. particularly for minorities, more specifically black minorities, black youth, because we need it. And I think that's where a lot of the problems start is at the educational system. Like, don't get me wrong, it's important that we target things like the criminal justice system. But I honestly feel as though if we target it at a young age, we target it in elementary school, like with education, like teaching us about our history, about ourselves, a lot of the problems we won't get into far down the line. But I'm not really too interested in politics. I think in many cases it allows people to become too corrupt, and like I'm good.
I mean, that's real. So what made you run for SGA president? What was your why?
So I haven't really told too many people this, but I wasn't going to run. And everybody, I guess, since like I've been involved in SGA, I've been involved in SGA since my freshman year, like on the e-board.
Oh, sure.
So like in everybody's head, it was like, yeah, Kamren's going to run for president his senior year, and I even thought, that I was going to run for president my senior year. But something happened this year, and I just was like, I don't necessarily want to run. I can do a lot more with like other positions on campus. I can really impact like students with other positions. Like I don't need that title. I just really don't need it, and I don't want it. But then student, I remember having a conversation with a student in the financial aid office. I told this story a couple of times, but it truly impacted me, and it changed my thought process when it came to like the SGA. He said that. So long story short, I was being helped by an administrator because I built a connection with them, and the administrator eventually like left out the office, and I sat down next to the student. He was an international student, and he said, "It must be nice." And I was like confused. I looked at him like, "What must be nice? Like, what are you talking about?" And he said, "It must be nice to have someone fighting for you." And after he said that, I just was stuck. Like I was stuck, and I'm just like, wow. And I after that, I took it upon myself to like fight for and advocate for students, and like that's what I want to do. Like that's what I want to continue to do. But I want to like do it on a much higher level, and I want to make sure like other students don't feel that way, like when they leave this institution, because that's a horrible way to feel.
And that's a great way to run. That's a great reason to run.
Yeah.
So what makes you think you were more qualified than your other opponents or contestants? Yeah.
Well, the other candidates, they were extremely qualified. Let's start there. They brought a lot to the table, and the thing I loved about it is they all came from different, like they weren't all on SGA. They didn't all come from the e-board. They all came from different pockets of like the student body, which was good, which was amazing. I think experience-wise, connections-wise, I thought that a lot of them did have a passion for like advocating on behalf of students, but I think I was one of the people that were most passionate for advocating with students, and I think I really think it's important, like when you get a position or when you're running for a position, you don't necessarily always talk about what you want to do. You talk about things that you have done. It's always important to have tangibles. If you just like start running and you're saying, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that, like it sounds great, and anybody can come up with things that they want to do, but what have you actually already done for the student body? So I think that's what kind of set me apart, because I was already in those rooms. I was already advocating, and I was already bringing change to Morehouse.
Yeah, definitely with Lifehouse. You've done a lot. You've definitely done a lot. You were the president of Lifehouse, right?
Yes, I was the president. I was the president of Lifehouse, which was actually, honestly, that has been my greatest accomplishment since I've been here. Like without a doubt. Don't get me wrong. Like I love SGA. Obviously, I'm the president. But I think Lighthouse was something important, and I think it was something that the school was truly missing, as in like actually like with that mentorship piece and like connecting with like the freshmen. Though I think we could have did a lot better job, but I think it was a good first step. It was an amazing first step, and we were actually living up to that whole statement of like I got my brother's back, because before that I didn't really see like an organization that was dedicated to like mentoring and like giving back to those who come after us. So as in like freshmen. So I think that it was needed, but it's my greatest accomplishment.
And that's awesome. So clearly leadership is extremely important to you.
Yes. Like leadership, mentorship, like I think it's our obligation, honestly. So actually a lot of people just see me and say like, hey, Mr. President, this, but it's just like, honestly, it's just like, this is what we're supposed to do, right? Like I'm supposed to give back, like I'm supposed to help lead, I'm supposed to help guide. So don't get me wrong, it's cool and all, like, and it's cool to be called Mr. President, but is bigger than the title. It's bigger. It's a lot bigger than the title.
I can just see the passion in your eyes. That's awesome. Okay, so what is the best thing in your closet?
That's not in my closet.
Yeah.
That's a good question. You know, no, I really like these shoes.
Those are nice.
I really like these shoes. You know.
Okay, yeah, those are nice. I see you. Yeah, you know, sock game Craig.
But I would say these shoes. The best thing in my closet.
And
well,
why?
My favorite thing.
Oh, your favorite thing.
Not the best thing. I have a couple good things in my closet, but my favorite things are these shoes because they can kind of casual. It's like me, you know, because I prefer like just being chill,
versatile,
like I'm really chill. So they're kind of casual, but you can like dress them up. So I like these shoes. That's my favorite thing in my closet.
Okay, and male rompers, yes or no, and why? Yeah, you know, there's a lot of controversy.
So I'm gonna speak for me personally, you know, because I'm gonna let anybody else. You can do your thing. Right?
Yeah.
Me personally, is a no.
Okay.
It's a no for me, just because it's like it's not my style, you know. But you know, everybody do your thing. You know, if you want to wear a romper, you know, or a jumpsuit, do your thing. I'm just not a jumpsuit type guy.
Okay, true, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I'm excited to have Cam, Mr. President,
yes,
you know, just Kamren on the show for an episode. I hope you guys loved it. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, definitely subscribe, you know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, Kamren, you can definitely tell the camera your social media and all that.
Okay, so my Twitter and Instagram are both Even King's Dream. That's EVENKINGS _dream. Follow me. I follow back.
Hey, he follows back. Thank you guys so much for watching Something Interesting with Robert Rucker. We got Mr. President Kamren Rollins today.
It's lit.
It's lit.